He is. So he's 3400 SR, and he's in a 2700 SR game. On Matt Chu has a question. Is it a real question? And I did say last review, yes. This would be 8 for tonight. Yeah, I'm waiting for you, Matt Chu. Can you retype it? It actually takes a lot to scroll up. Just retype it. While people talk, it forces my chat down. Am I going to do any more? No, I still got a headache, and 8 is what I wanted to do for tonight. So we can do more tomorrow. Alright, if it'll take you a while, then I will continue with my review. Sorry about that. So again, 3400 Soldier and Genji in a 2700 game. We are a full 66.
Those big points for us.
You could react with each of them. Oh, I saw you in the studio.
Oh yeah, Matt Chu, I said, yeah, medals don't matter.
Pity. True pity.
Are you sure you guys want to fight up here? Because we don't have much of an angle.
What?
If you have a question, please ask it again.
Nah, I don't think so. I think down in the street's better. I can't show it.
I'm not always the biggest fan.
Yeah.
Why do all the comp, like...
Almost killed the Mercy.
Oh.
My shield's almost down halfway.
Shield up here.
So, positioning already, so, you know, it's good.
Give him all that free room to run, dude.
Shit, save me. Why are you not healing me, Mercy? Oh my god, I'm at 20 HP. I'm right next to you. Holy
I got him.
Help with his Reinhardt.
Take out that Mercy.
I tried to, but I got destroyed by triple tank. Again,
Mercy's up top.
I don't really feel like losing to a triple tank.
Okay. I was just noticing your burst fire.
That's why I don't like the fucking rooftop.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
And I get dropped down. I got insecure.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If I was up top, I would have survived. I'm not a
Well,
tank.
the payload is kind of fucking over there, so...
I'm down.
Oh man, people are already salty. So one thing I could critique
Yeah, I don't like that route.
is that you're holding too far forward on Big Earls already. So if this was Big Earls, you were holding like right here, and then back here and back here. You can start holding back here, especially when they have a Pharah or other mobile classes, and start trying to dominate the back part of the house. If you have to drop down, don't drop down on the cart. Drop down farther away. Yeah. I mean, the drop down part was pretty obvious, but
Pros do it, right?
Yeah, clearly we're just not good enough.
holding the top and not seeing that Pharah come in, that's just purely an informational issue. The truth is, you should have been shooting her on the way in, but you weren't really looking at that. Actually, I do want to...
With what, 3?
I actually want to look again. Hold on. Okay, so do that. Run up.
Down halfway.
Shield up here.
Cause then we just give him all that free room to run, dude.
Yeah, that Pharah...
Shit, save me.
I'm trying to think... I mean, you should have heard her, right?
Almost killed the Mercy and Pharah.
My shield's almost down halfway.
Shield up here.
Cause then we just give him all that free room to run.
Yeah, there she is. I heard the thrusters just now. The problem is your team's talking too much. The guy's bitching, and you couldn't hear the Pharah to your left above. Also, it should be very suspicious. And this has to go a bit into player psychology and whatnot. Come on, game.
The second most recent post.
Almost killed the Mercy and Pharaoh.
My shield's almost down now.
So she fell.
Play.
She fell, and look, there's no rockets. Right? So if you cannot see a Pharah, and there's no rockets getting shot, two things are going to happen. She's coming this way and up, or she's going this way and up. You have to use sound to figure this out. I'm sure if there's just game sound, you could probably hear her high heels. Pharah actually has a pretty distinctive noise when she walks.
So then we just give them all that free room to run, dude.
Save me.
But yeah, it feels a little bit like tunnel vision.
I'm at 20 HP. I'm right next to you. Holy hell.
Help with his Reinhardt.
At this point, you can actually jump this way and flank from behind. That's also a valid tactic, is to dive in deeper.
Tried to, but I got destroyed by triple tank.
They do got up tier. You do kill the Mercy, that's great. You get a double kill. And now this is where you actually want to flank far side and attack them from this way.
And you guys are just letting him push the payload all the way. That's why I don't like the fucking rooftop.
Remember, you have range, and this range up here is great. Soldier, this is one of the things Soldier does a lot. Soldier should be rotating on the other team a lot because of his sprint.
Yeah, I don't like that rooftop.
And get a YouTube downloader. That's alright. Every now and then I have these issues, but it's not that much.
Pros do it, right?
Yeah, clearly we're just not good enough.
No shit, so
Shut the fuck up. No.
so that's why you don't go up there, because you're obviously not good enough.
I don't know about you, but I have gold emails.
That's what, 3?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
Good job. Yeah, you're doing your job properly. I would actually think about alting this if you don't get a couple kills very soon. Okay, never mind. Your Reinhardt alted. Now that Mercy's probably hiding in the garage. Yeah, she was. Okay, now you can ult. Good shot at the end.
How is she still alive?
There's a diva.
I had her one shot. Nearly every single time. I was like, oh,
You definitely have to take out this Mercy. Alright, you get it. So that's always a tough choice. Do you want to kill the Mercy before or after she reses? I mean, I know you want to before, but they're just going to have it next round. So do you want to burn an ult to do it or not, is the question. If you think... Sometimes it's actually better to let the Mercy res. You let them waste it. You let them waste another minute of their time. That's a lot of free ult charge. And then you deal with them, you know, in a better way. Because if I know where 5 people are getting rezzed at, and if they're all in front of me, sometimes that can lead to a really easy ultimate, like Zarya or Reinhardt. Yeah, they surrounded you. Red Lightning, my day today was alright. I just got a headache from watching too much Overwatch, that's all. I finished the Apex 2 season finale, but I still have to go over it a couple more times before it's ready for you guys.
I'm standing on the point, boy.
Also, I have to finish my legal battle with OGN before I can actually do it again.
Yep, I shouldn't have jumped down.
Okay, I mean, you... the Mercy died too. I mean, it was very... It's huge risk to leave that as a non-tank class, that choke point, against Pharah or Junkrat or someone with, like, huge burst damage like that. But you did get the ultimate out, which... I mean, that's good.
Wow.
Okay. That was your Reinhardt that messed that up. Okay. Yeah, your job right now, kill that Mercy. Good job. Yeah, you can just stay up here all you want. If they're going to leave you uncontested, then fuck, that's perfect. Good job picking the squishies off. Yeah, because everyone would be focused on the tanks right now, and that soldier would be killing everyone. Also, you denied him a perfect chance to get a lot of ult percentage. So target priority, spot on. Now the Pharaoh's to your upper right, good, you noticed that? You actually got some splash damage from the ceiling on her. Perfect. That was good recognition. Some people actually don't recognize that. Again, they're just kind of ignoring you? But I guess that's what she has to, right? There's a Bastion in front of her.
Just fucking kill him and move on.
Something stagger.
Because they thought they had the game won already.
Okay, so you know they probably have res. I didn't hear a res, but that could be coming. So the question is how do you get back to the Mercy? Is the Mercy worth diving for? Alright, the shield went down. Bastion at least helped kill the Zarya and the shield. And get the Mercy. Oh, and you got her. Okay. Good. Good. Good positioning. I know you quote-unquote wasted some of your ult by running over there, but that was the target to kill after you guys took down 2 or 3. After you have such a big numbers advantage, like 2 people, if they're down, a lot of the times you have the point unless some big ults come out. And one of the ults could have been Resurrection.
Oh my god, Chiwa. Why are you way the hell out there?
So they're still leaving you a bit uncontested up here. As I say that as you get attacked by a Pharaoh. Okay, so they finally put priority on you. The good news is your team went in, but they killed 3, but they just got resurrected. And your Mercy died again. That was almost like a really good move. But good idea. You had to. There's no game zone.
Big question. How did you even get up there in the first place?
I can't be doing that.
All right, so now we're going to offense. So your soldier play, let's just talk about it while we're waiting. Point 1, you were kind of ambushed, but I think sound could have helped you. Also, knowing that the Pharaoh wasn't in front of you, so she was probably going to flank left or right above.
Nobody watching us.
So when that happens, you need to step back, and you're the long-range class. So step back and see what you can see. The second point was really good until they just ulted on you and they got in. And then your third point was pretty well. They left you alone for the longest time. Ooh, you almost got the soldier with that deflect. Third point was played very well. I think you made a lot of good decisions there. You mech the D.Va perfect.
Alright, there we go. We fucked them already.
Yeah, I'm working on Roadhog.
Get her. Yep. As soon as that Discord was on her, definitely just kill her.
He's dead. I got all 3 tanks. We're good.
Perfect.
That explosion.
So far, so good. I like this play. The thing with Genji is you want to stay on the outsides and you want to like shave off any of the low hit point heroes. You want to put pressure on the sides, keep the DPS busy with yourself. With deflect and whatnot, you can stay alive just long enough to keep them busy for your team to really get in there.
Got the soldier.
Mercy's almost done.
Alright, good targeting.
Discord orb right there. Yeah, finish that Ryan. Finish that Ryan. Good job. Knock it down.
Oh, the Zarya's one shot. So is the Lucio. Fucking A, dude. Thank you.
Go ahead, Lucio.
Perfect. Hey, you're doing real good. Good, yeah, punish the hell out of this soldier. Good. And you saved your ult.
We want to push a little further.
We get one more person on point, so we can get 3 people pushing. That's faster.
Genji's disloaded. That Roadhog's almost dead.
Alright, you bit off more than you could choose, but that's Genji, right? Fucking... With Genji's mechanics, you have a very forgiving time. D.Va, this is the second time she just doesn't look around. She's way overextended, yeah, everyone's just focusing her down. You can dash out of this. Oh, you used it.
You almost saved me, Parachute.
You can dash and kill. Oh, it's not yet ready yet. Damn it.
I think you
Sorry.
I think you were close.
I was just expecting that dash so much.
Zarya's on our Lucio. Zarya's on our Lucio.
Oh, I got the Mercy.
Hold on, I'm kind of killing everybody.
Okay,
Leave on me, leave on me, leave on me up here.
Yeah, let me make sure our healers survive.
Yeah, this Genji's doing good. I don't want to say he's abusing the fact that he's a diamond in like a platinum level game. Like he's not just taking people head on.
Stop them before they come in.
Like he'll mess with people a little bit, deflect and get out. That's perfect. That's what you want to do head on.
There's a frog up there.
That got me.
Okay. It was just getting outside that range where you probably just want to shoot instead of doing the right click.
Got the.
Zarya's dead.
Hit the Mercy.
When you're right on top of people, you can actually right click them. It shoots. I think it's 15% faster.
You got push? Okay.
Come back, John. Come back.
And if you're close enough, like when you're on top of them, you can still get a 3 headshot.
The Discord orb is helping so much.
Yep.
Left side.
Soldier left, soldier straight ahead, straight ahead. Don got him.
Not even paying attention to you. Perfect.
Mercy's on John.
Behind us, D.Va.
We got a May.
Good deflect.
Yep, she's freezing me.
But this is a little bit too much into the center for Genji. You want to just dash and kill her.
Dead.
Oh, that health pack.
Because that orb. No!
I got my blade.
So if you want to ult, you want to go up and over. That's perfect. You want to do this.
Oh, that's so
Should
good.
have held that for the males.
I'm using it for John. John, Mercy used her ult.
Oh, that feels so bad.
That's a dead.
I feel for you, man.
Get this D.Va because she's wall.
I mean, I'd say prioritize the mercy, right? That's the stupid
Hog on left.
common analyst response. To be, oh yeah, you gotta focus on the mercy.
Several times so people can understand.
But you tried to. She just got away. That's all right.
They broke it. Oh, no.
I'm gonna go top left.
Got hog.
Do we see anyone on top left?
Okay. Where is this May? This is really...
Just be careful about meleeing too much. It does stop. It does add a little bit of time to most things. There you go. Dunking on him, Genji style.
Mercy's right here. Mercy's on here. May's over there with
The reason why I say don't melee, don't over melee, is that your right click is really quick. Very quick. And sometimes I see people that they try to melee all the time, and their reloads are prolonged because of it. and everything else is prolonged for because of it.
That should be
It's great to pull off the combo with, but don't just try to melee someone. You can just reload and get your right clicks off super quick.
Alright, I think I'm gonna stay on soldier.
Can any do any higher res? No, not this one. Oh, I could. We'll see if it loads.
Why do I try and play McCree in comp? Like, seriously.
I have a hog.
So we're doing Genji defense.
I'm wrecking him.
You got a minute and a half on them.
Yeah, the hog's not that great.
As long as he discorded, I can destroy him, dude.
They only got 60 seconds. I'm gonna sit.
You guys are putting pressure on the point.
Killing them as much
Got
as
a
possible.
bastion too. That's one pick. Back up, my shield's going down.
That was actually a really good deflect move because the Bastion's shooting through the Orisa. The Bastion can't actually see you deflecting.
My ass is gonna be a little late.
Bastion almost down.
So right now the Mercy's probably doing. She's probably sitting quite pretty. That's definitely
Got Bastion. Just got set.
Hold on, Chro. Hold on,
Not
Chro.
great.
Oh, they're
No.
not. I didn't notice the Bastion's still alive. I thought the Bastion was dead.
Yeah, the Mercy's gonna have res now. So what? Your tower priority has to go up, but still, you're staying on the edge of combat. That's fine. That's what I want you to do. You're harassing from a bit far, and then you're trying to deal, you know, your usual. How can I put it? Like 120 burst damage.
Get the bastion.
Yeah,
Get him.
He's dead.
There you go.
That one reach out.
Timing's overrated.
Come on, focusing around, focusing around. Oh, he's almost
Diva,
down. Finish that
Ryan.
round.
Got the Diva too.
Back up.
Oh, how's he back up? He was dead.
We're good, we're good. Break that Bastion
Discord
out.
that back. Discord him, discord him.
Good deflect.
There we go.
And that Zenyatta is paying dividends on your team. But no, you did a good job there. You're doing that same thing, where you're staying on the edge of combat, and that's what I want. That's what I'm looking for mostly. Next question earlier was: do you think it's better to spam speed or heal, or do you think you should switch to speed, then 2 seconds later heal, then immediately speed and mix it up? It fully depends on what your team needs. If you're sitting around with Lucio and your people are just,
Alright, so they're rocking 3 tanks.
you know, they're not moving anywhere, I mean, it's better to have heal on all the time.
Bastion.
Well, they're depending on all DPS to be the fucking bastion.
Okay, good. You notice that target just showed itself, and you took it.
We got a pick already.
So this is great. You got 2 picks. You're having a little trouble getting up there?
Oh, we should
Coming back in now.
go around, Chro. Go around the right side. Go around the right side.
Bastions.
Bastion down.
You got it.
We got road. Reinhardt
That's
dead.
the match right here.
So at this point, I would actually push up and try to take some favorable one-on-ones.
What's that doing?
Because the Mercy and here's the Diva. The Mercy's going to be coming soon.
I'm dead.
If you can get that pick and allow your team to deal with the back, that'd be great.
Almost done. Finish her. Finish her, Genji. Finish her, Genji.
Got her.
Okay. But she's diving on point anyway, so...
I'm about that ult. Ryan just ran into.
Yeah, at certain points in time, you just have to trust your team, and they're staggering hard.
Okay. On Bastion.
He's almost dead.
Bastion down. Genji.
Yeah, and it's stuttering so bad right now.
Metra's,
Teleport on left.
I'm on Mercy. Mercy's almost down. Mercy's down? No, Mercy got
The
out.
teleport again.
Oh, that feels so bad for that Genji.
Yeah, here.
there we go, boys.
That'll do it.
Yeah, man, you should have been playing Genji the first round. That was spot on. That fight of the enemies then never look back. That's So yeah, at the first part of the game, and we have to notice that.
This recent post. Have you seen all the
So he is like he's 3400, and he is paired up with enough people to get their ranks down to 2700. So you have to understand that the team on the over here is the same. So he could be a 3400 guy going against, like, and they're all plat, it says. You know, he could be going someone 800 SR lower than him. So don't worry about if the Zenyatta was or wasn't looking at him. That just happens. So if we're talking about Soldier, this is just Overwatch mechanics in general. Sound. I can't explain it enough. There's a reason why I don't join chat. You could have saved your team from that Pharah, and maybe you could have held that point on point 1 if you had sound. If people on your team weren't bitching and clogging up comms, you could have heard the Pharah flying right next to you. And flying and heals are really, really loud. So yeah, there's that. And that's not specific to Soldier, that's just Overwatch in general. Your Soldier skills, I mean, your accuracy was on for 3400. I believe your target prioritization was correct. You were definitely looking for Pharaohs and Mercies. You're looking for the squishies. If they weren't available, then you were just laying into shields and tanks. Your positioning, second point was good. Your third point was good. Your first point was good. You just need to figure out when people are flanking. Notice the absence of variables. So that you knew they had a Pharah, and then the Pharah wasn't in front of you. But no rockets were coming at you. That means the Pharah is going to be flanking. Right? And that just applies to any class. If I notice there's a Widow, and she shoots twice, and she stops shooting for 10 seconds, I'm like, alright, if it's Dorado, I'm expecting a Widow to be behind me right about now. It's these absence of variables that once you recognize them, you can figure out a flank without anything else. It's very apparent. The absence is incredibly apparent once you get used to it. You're out of here, Gohan. Peace. Your skill usage was fine as Soldier. How you got to where you needed to go was good as Soldier. Your logistics, it was fine. I have no problem there. You valued the high ground in the correct places as they should be. You valued them for what they should be. It's very well done. Now for your Genji. Genji, release yellow. Your Genji was really good. Your accuracy was pretty high. But sometimes, I mean, you got to get used to that range. I don't even know what to call it. It's like from 5 to 7 meters. I really don't, or 5 to 10 meters, where you want to go from secondary to primary attack. But that's such a fluid change that I really don't want to focus on it. But it is something you will be finding in the future. Yeah, your action was fine. I mean, you definitely Genji is the one that melees the most in the game. Just don't over melee. Realize your primary attack does do 84 damage. 26 times 3, I believe. With a chance of doing double that, so 168. Which plus dash, if you ever get a trip, you can kill someone instantly. If you get a triple headshot. Yeah. Your positioning as Genji, I liked a lot. Again, Genji, I always use the verb to shave with Genji. So if you have normal combat here, Genji likes to take off these corners. To cut these corners off. He doesn't like the middle of combat. I mean, he can survive here for a couple seconds. But then you definitely want to get out and then cut back in. Like, you wanna have these hard slashes on the edges of combat. Yeah. With very bursts of center. Like, you can be in the center for a little bit, but that's it. Like, 2 to 4 seconds. That's all you want to be in the center for. But you were doing this, which is quite good. Logistics, I think you were using Genji very well. You were using climbing and high ground when needed. You were being on the low ground when also needed. Any tips for holding the first point on Route 66? That map always gives me trouble. Route 66 first point is tricky. It depends on what classes you have. The big things with Route 66, and I can tie this into the soldier on the first point, is Big Earl. You have to understand on top of Big Earl, you need to know when to run back on the bridge. So you can fight on top of here. Like, it's usually this corner and this corner people always fight at. But as soon as the cart gets right here, if there's not something distracting them, it's really hard for a DPS to show up right here and not die. Right? If you don't have a tank, if you don't have someone distracting them on cart, and you, as a DPS player, you just put your ass right there, you're going to get shot. You're going to die. Yeah. So the way around that is either to flank this way and shoot as they come in, or wait for them to come all the way around. And this is probably Soldier specifically. Soldier and McCree can do it. As they rotate in, you rotate around and you take the high ground on this ledge. Yeah, but as a DPSer, you should... I always worry about this left side. This flank is always very vulnerable. If left unguarded, bad things can happen. And that's when you would back up to the bridge. The bad part about the bridge is that the hit scan from the hill at spawn can hit you. Like that one that takes you to the caves around here. But you do get very good sight both ways. If you feel too vulnerable up here, that's when you fall down. And then you just fight directly on this flank. What day was this video submitted? I want to know where you're in queue. Just go to Discord and go all the way up to the top. I delete any videos that I take. So whatever number you are there, then that's where you're at. But yeah, that's... I know it looks like really messy when all said is done, but... when the cart is right here, is when... right in front of Big Earl's is where it's most difficult, I would say. Just because you have to come out in front of the sign to defend it. And you really don't want to do that because you're leaving yourself quite vulnerable. It's almost better to wait until it's like halfway here. And then you can be on top of the house and you can get good shots in this way from a good distance. Or you're way back here, shooting way in. The other one is if you let it go around long enough, then you rotate on them. You're Genji, though. Genji. I think you played really well on all of it. For 3,400, I think, like, yeah, you're definitely where you're at. I would have to see you against other 3,400 players to get a really good view of what you need to improve on. It seems like your decision-making as well is good. Yeah, I think all the decisions you made were good. I mean, your accuracy was a little rough at times. If I was considering you like a Grandmaster level player. So I think accuracy is one place where you need to work on, but that just comes with time. But if you keep using these methods, and the big thing with these reviews is that I want to make sure you don't make, like, you have subtle bad habits. But I didn't see any bad habits. You were playing pretty much every character textbook. It's just taking this textbook up to the next level. To the next volume, if you will. I think that's it, though. I would actually just keep playing. It's hard to tell you where to improve at. Definitely work on your hearing. I guess this is where you're going to need to improve it. You're at that rank now. 3,500 to 4K is when you need to start anticipating, is the best way to put it. And this is essentially what this leads to, is game sense, and just it's a long discussion. But it's like when I said with that Pharah, that you knew they had a Pharah and she disappeared. So you need to know where she's going to go at. And usually it's the worst spot for you, right? The best spot for her is the worst spot for you. So you didn't see Pharah in front of you. Your entire team was looking this way. Where's the worst spot for Pharah to be at? Like right behind you in the air. You should have seen that coming. And I know that seems like a lot to ask at first. You're like, well, how the fuck should I know that? Besides sound. You're like, you should just have this feeling. So notice... How can I put this? Where people, when I talk about the apply pyramid, a lot of people get confused at action and logistics and how they seem similar. Because, like, if you're at X and you have to go this way to Y, you're like, well, aren't I shooting during all this? Aren't I taking a lot of action during this entire movement phase? Like, I could be shooting people here. I could be shooting people here, shooting people here. And that's true. That's true. But the idea is that these attacks are all leading to this point Y. That's their end goal. And so you have to start seeing people's actions as just means to get something. So the reason the Pharah went around you to get up here was to secure the positioning on top of the roof. That's the truth behind it. So you have to realize, oh, alright, so she wants the roof. We're all looking this way. Where is the best place to kill me if I was looking this way? Well, it'd be anywhere out here. Well, where are the places she's likely to attack me from? Well, here. This is the closest within that allotted time frame. This is the closest time, like, this is the closest space she could be doing that for. So then, that's where she was, right? She came this way, boosted up, and then killed you. Or, well, she didn't kill you, she almost killed you. She scared the shit out of you. This is what you have to do to get to the higher levels of Grandmaster. And actually, if you're like me, where, like, you're bad at action, like, my action's a check minus, probably. But it's my positioning, logistics, information that's good. It's because when I see someone do something, I don't think, oh, they're just doing that to do X. I'm like, what does X lead to? Yeah, so that's what you have to start working on. Now, how do you teach that? Fuck, I don't know how to. You just have to think, and at first it's going to seem very mechanical. You're going to have to, like, X plus Y equals Z, or X plus Z equals Y. Now, at first this seems really mechanical, and as you do it more and more, it's going to become more and more fluid, to a point where you're just going to go, Pharah's not here, where's she at? Behind me. And you're just going to shoot that way, and you're going to hit her. And they're going to be like, that guy's hacking or something. Like, that's what I get yelled at sometimes. It's just because, like, that's the move they have to make. Like, she could jump up here in front of you guys again, right? Like, up here, and you would just kill her. And you're like, well, that's a dumb move. You just take advantage of that. But you just have to keep on thinking that whatever the player is doing, that is not the end goal. That is not their action. That is their logistics. That is their action is meant to get something greater. And it's usually meant to get position. Like, either they're forcing you off of a high ground, they're forcing you in the back, they're trying to push you around. They're just trying to push you around so they can kill you with when you're in an inferior positioning. This is what the Koreans do for McCree's ult. Especially on places like Walt. The damn point. King's Row, third point. That last corner. There's this, there's that little room. It goes like this. Right. There's this room, there's that opening. That opening. Here's the big health pack. Here's that death zone. And the cart comes this way, right? There's that wall, and they can get through this way. Big health packs over here. This is the final point on King's Row. So what the Koreans do, and what anyone can do, I shouldn't say just Koreans, is that they'll use a McCree ult here, and they'll put a shield in front of them. And then they speed boost this. And they speed boost this at them. And the other team has to take their shield, and either, if they think they can survive it, which is really bad. If there's 6 people behind there and they're damaging the shield, it's probably not going to survive. He's still going to get a couple of headshots. So what they have to do is they have to go around the corner. Then all of a sudden you have 6 people over here behind a Reinhardt shield. And then a Diva Bomb comes over the top. Right? This action isn't meant to kill you. It's meant to zone you. It's meant to push you around. When anyone does something, always think, what's the next step? These are greedy people. They're doing this for another reason. And it's not like to win the point. It's always to secure more and more ground. It's to take more and more space. It's to force you in this little itty-bitty spot of poor positioning. So when you try to bust out, they have one direction to look at with one AoE ult, or, you know, they have a player here, they have someone flanking around this way, and they got 3 people here, and you're just dead meat. Like, they're just trying to put you in the worst spot possible. Yeah, so don't mistake action for logistics. And it's very difficult to understand the difference between the two, and I understand that, and it's tough to talk about, because it comes around, what to call it? Intention. That's the big difference between this and this, or intention. This intention is short game. It's meant to put a bullet in your head. This logistics is to get something greater. Yeah, this is 4K plus, and in fact, I would say 4,500 plus. This is something that the people that play professionally should be doing all the time. I don't even think top 500 people do this stuff. I do it, but I don't have good action, so I have to do it very well to make up for my shitty accuracy. Yeah, that's what I would work on, and it's hard to speak how to work on that.